FNAF fan games. They're endless. You can find hundreds upon hundreds, maybe even thousands of them on GameJolt, and more are made each and every day. Some are good, some are mediocre, some are bad, and some are just, well, you can see what I mean. What even is that? Wait, I won? Yay, I guess? On my previous top 5 video, I did the top 5 best FNAF fan games. But today I won't be focusing on the best per se. We're going to be looking at the top 5 hardest FNAF fan games ever made. It was tough making this list, and I would be lying if I said I did it without any help. After a long discussion with my Discord server, we were able to come up with a list of hard FNAF fan games and narrow them down to the top 5 hardest. And I'm about to present them all to you. A few rules apply to this list. Number 1, these games will be ranked from their main night difficulty. All max/all max modes do not apply. Number 2, the games must have multiple nights. So this excludes the One Night at Fluffy's games and any other One Night at Freddy's type deal. Number 3, the games have to be hard but require mostly skill to beat. This excludes games that have random RNG AI. I've run into a lot of completely luck-based games, and those aren't hard, they're just annoyingly luck-based. So these games have to require some skill to make it hard and can't be up to chance. Before we start, I want to make it clear that these rankings are from my own opinion and the opinions of the people in my Discord server. If you disagree with the rankings on this list, feel free to comment down below on what you think should have been on this list. Remember, these are our opinions, and everyone's opinion is different. Now that we've gotten that cleared up, let's begin this list. There are several very well-known FNAF fan game developers out there with their own series of FNAF-themed games. For example, Photonegative Mickey is well known for his Five Nights at Treasure Island and Five Nights with Mac Tonight games, and Emil Mako is known for the Five Nights at Candy's games. Ivan G is known for the Jolly games, etc, etc, etc. But no other game series is quite as well known as the Five Nights at Wario's games. These games are classics. Five Nights at Wario's was created by Wario in 2014, and there are 5 games in the series. Not all of them are incredibly difficult, but a couple of them will give you a run for your money if you're not at the top of your game. Five Nights at Wario's 2 was the first FNAF fan game that gave me a lot of trouble when I first tried it in 2015. I remember getting to Night 5 and I could never get past it. I thought people like Risk Grimm and the Game Salmon were superhumans because they were able to finish this game. To this day, Night 5 is the farthest I've ever gotten in this game. Five Nights at Wario's 2 is difficult for a lot of reasons. Set in WarioWare Incorporated, you're placed in a very creepy looking office that definitely has cockroaches crawling around for sure. First off, you have very limited light. Your only source of light, as stated by the phone guy on your first night, is occasional lightning strikes from the thunderstorm raging outside, which conveniently lasts for 7 straight nights. You can use the lightning strikes to see down the hallway to your left to see if anyone is coming toward your office, or you can use the lightning to see if anyone is peeking out of the closet in the tool storage. The problem is, the lightning strikes don't happen very much. Your only means of defense from these demonic Mario characters is hiding in the back room of your office, which is also the location of the generator that powers the building. If anyone enters your office, you have to hide in the back room. Well, okay, this doesn't seem too bad, does it, bud? Well, it might not, but there's a catch to this. When you hide in the back room from anyone that waltzes into your office, you can't make any noise. Any noise. If you so much as tap the generator, you're dead meat. Shout out to James. And in the later nights of this game, where characters show up in your office constantly, it's extremely hard to keep the generator powered up. Say one character comes in, you wait for him to leave, and as soon as you charge up the generator, you're dead because another character entered in right after them. And on night 4, the generator is damaged, so it drains power even faster, although you're able to charge it up faster as well. All in all, Five Nights at Wario's 2 is a great game. It's definitely hard, but nowhere near as hard as some of these next games that are coming up on this list. If you're interested in playing Five Nights at Wario's 2, the link to the game is in the description below. Putting the main protagonist in a nightmare setting in a video game allows the developer to play around a bit with how things happen in the game. It's a nightmare, so you can basically do pretty much whatever you want, since it's a dream. I've had a dream where my father fell ill to a life-threatening disease and then turned into a rat, which we then adopted as a pet. Yes, I am serious. That was actually a dream I had. My point is, if you're in a nightmare or in some sort of purgatory world like Dormitibus, very weird things can happen to you. Some of these things can be so overwhelming that you might even reach the brink of insanity! See what I did there? Because insanity is the game we're about to discuss? No? Okay, I'll get my coat. Insanity, the game where your personal purgatory allows you to get rid of animatronics that look like they walk straight out of hell itself by pulling up your camera and turning off your fan. These mechanics may sound simple, but be warned that this game has no mercy on you. Your battery runs out extremely fast. Using the cameras and your flashlight to see down the hallway in front of you will drain your battery, and if you run out of battery, you have to wait for it to charge back up fully before you can use your cameras and flashlight again. And if that happens and you don't look at your camera for a while, there's a top hat that disables your cameras? Well, like I said, it's a nightmare purgatory. Anything is possible. If my father can turn into a rat and be adopted as a pet, then top hats can have scary faces and disable camera systems. And did I mention that Bonnie in this game is like Batman? He could be in a camera that you're looking at, and then all of a sudden, he'll suddenly teleport right to your office and kill you. Nightmare Purgatory Bonnie for Batman the Telltale Series Season 3. Make it happen, Telltale. If you're looking for a simple but challenging FNAF fan game to play, Insanity is definitely something you should try. You can find it by clicking the link in the description. I'll never look at a rat without thinking of my father again. If you're making a FNAF fan game and want to be noticed, you not only have to make the game good, of course, but you have to also be original and mix in some things that no other creator has thought of before. In my opinion, that's the best thing about FNAF fan games, seeing the creative mechanics, gameplay, and story that some developers can come up with. Some creations have been truly amazing and unique to the point where it almost doesn't even feel like a FNAF game anymore, and sometimes can top the actual official FNAF games themselves. Wario is one of these creators. The Five Nights at Wario series is filled with creativity, especially in Five Nights at Wario's 3, 4, and Origins, with Five Nights at Wario Spore being one of the most original fan games ever made in the history of FNAF games. But just because it's extremely clever and original, that doesn't stop it from being fairly difficult. Five Nights at Wario Spore is also one of the hardest fan games ever made. Set in the mind of Richard McRoy in between the events of Five Nights at Wario's 1 and 2, this game takes place on a television screen, and the cameras are TV channels. Your only means of defense against the Mario gang once again are to turn down the TV brightness, switch channels, or listen to the radio for some classic music. Now this doesn't seem that hard, but the game really tests your skill. Your TV remote has limited battery and will break at the absolute worst possible moments, and the remote can only be charged by turning the TV off, which puts your life in danger, and your reflexes have to be lightning fast. If you see Wario hiding in the background of a channel, you'd best be switching back to Emma's Cooking Show. But oh wait, he's guest starring in that channel too! Switch to a live feed of a dark school hallway? Finally he's gone, but oh my lord, Waluigi is running straight for you. Add Luigi popping up in your face, Mario hanging out inside the TV, and Peach just hanging there in certain channels from time to time, and you've got yourself a very difficult but iconic FNAF fan game that will remain a classic for a very long time. As I stated when talking about Insanity, when you play as someone who's having a nightmare, the dev can play around a bit. And boy, did Wario play around a lot with this game, and that playing around paid off tremendously. Is Wario diving out of a TV screen ridiculous? Yes. Yes, it is. Is it scary? You bet it is. See for yourself how stressful and challenging this game is by clicking the link in the description. When you're making a FNAF fan game, or any video game in general, there are a lot of things to consider, such as characters, setting, and in this case, difficulty. When making a game, you don't want it to be so easy that you can literally beat it in one sitting without any trouble whatsoever, but you also don't want to make it so hard that your controller or keyboard and mouse will end up somewhere on the other side of the room. Most likely in pieces. I'm talking to you, getting over it. It's rare to have a FNAF fan game that can make you rage like this, but there are some out there that will seriously test your patience. And what better way to do that than to make things incredibly hard right from the beginning? Five Nights at Chuck E. Cheese's looks innocent enough from the start. You start off at 12 a.m. on night 1, you pick up the phone and listen to a boring phone guy ramble on about your job as the night guard, you look around the office and see a doorway in front of you, a vent and some sort of closet thing. Well, this doesn't seem so bad. Oh my lord, you're already dead! Five Nights at Chuck E. Cheese's has got to be the only FNAF fan game that I've seen where you can die within seconds of starting the first night. Night 1 is supposed to be peaceful, where you can listen to your phone buddy and get used to your job before everything starts attacking you. Chuck E. Cheese's laughs at this. Who needs tutorials? I'm killing you 2 seconds after night 1 starts! The mechanics of this game are fairly simple. If you see Chuckster in the hallway, you lower a gate in front of your door. If someone's in the vent to your right, close the vent. If there's someone in the closet to your left, keep flashing them. But, oh wait, doing any of these things drains power extremely fast. You start off with 500% power. That's a lot. Oh wait, look at how fast that's draining. The main issue with this game is that the AI is very aggressive, and if you're late by just a fraction of a second, you're dead. You see Chuck E. Cheese show up in the hallway and you close the gate? Too bad, the dude in the closet just took all your power because you haven't flashed him in 1 second. You can't even look at the cameras because they don't help at all, and considering how fast the AI is, there's not even any time to check them anyway. Why did I take this job again? I could be making about the same amount of money cleaning dirty gas station bathrooms somewhere. You don't want to make a game too easy, but this is crossing the line, developer of Chuck E. Cheese's. Do you want your players to suffer? If you'd like to experience this torment, the link is in the description. There's tons of really well-known FNAF fan games out there, such as Jolly 3, Five Nights at Candy's 3, Five Nights at Wario's 3. Man, pretty much all the really good and well-known games are all third installments. What do you know? When talking to my Discord server, everyone could agree that games by Nixon are definitely some of the hardest FNAF fan games out there. Nixon is an Unreal Engine 4 dev, and some of his games have been quite good. Some of his most well-known works are Those Nights at Rachel's and that terrifying free-roam game called The Joy Creation Reborn. That game is the stuff of nightmares. Don't go near that unless you want to have dreams of monster robots chasing you through your house. The Joy Creation Story Mode is just one of those FNAF fan games that makes you step back and just admire how creative and amazing devs can be when making these kind of projects. This game is a full-blown story mode, as indicated from the title. You play as Scott Cawthon in a timeline where FNAF has ended. You're living happily with your family, but a strange boy named Michael shows up, and that's where everything goes horribly wrong. The Joy Creation Story Mode has 5 different levels: the bedroom, living room, office, basement, and attic. You know this game is going to be pretty difficult when the first level, the bedroom, already gives you a run for your money. By the way, you play as a baby in the bedroom level, and Michael explains how to defend yourself from the animatronics, but you as a player understand this. How can a 2 to 3 year old child understand any of what Michael is saying? Oh well, video game logic, I guess. So the bedroom is freaking hard, and of course the game doesn't give you tips on how to prevent yourself from being horribly murdered until after you've been horribly murdered, because that's fun. And after 45 minutes to an hour of dying over and over, you finally beat the bedroom. Congratulations, but don't celebrate yet because the living room is even more difficult. You just escaped one hell in your bedroom, and now you've gotten yourself into an even worse situation in the living room. And don't even get me started on the basement. I had to do that level at least 15 times to the point where I knew it like the back of my hand once I finally beat it. Now you may be asking, what makes this harder than Five Nights at Chuck E. Cheese's? You said that you could die in 5 seconds after starting night 1 in that game. I did, but the Joy Creation Story Mode is much more difficult for different reasons. A reason that stands out is the fact that you aren't confined to one office or a single setting for 5 nights. Each level of the Joy Creation is its own design and has its own mechanics. In a game where you're in the same office every night and there's the same mechanics, you already know what to expect when you start the next night. But that's not how it works in the Joy Creation. Each level is very different, and you have to change your perspective, and when the next level comes, you have to get used to the new level design and mechanics. Overall, this game is extremely hard, but it's also a game that needs to be experienced. It's well made, it's scary, and the story behind it is quite interesting, even though FNAF isn't done yet, considering that this was made in July of 2017, and Scott released Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, aka FNAF 6, in December of 2017, and is working on Ultimate Custom Night as we speak. Nixon, you are one devious developer, but man oh man are you good at what you do, sir. You can find the link to the Joy Creation Story Mode in the description below if you'd like to take on this very challenging game. Well, there you have it. The top 5 hardest FNAF fan games in my opinion and the opinions of my Discord server members. How was it for you guys? Do you agree with these selections, or do you disagree and feel like that there might be harder games out there? Maybe I could do a second list on this topic in the future. Share your opinions in the comments below. Be sure to check out my top 5 best FNAF fan games list, and I think I have videos or live streams on all these games that I've listed, so you can go see me rage at them if you so desire. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.